In a globalized world, economies of different nations are really just dominoes, standing only due to the support of others. Unless a country is truly self sufficient, it will be impacted by global economic happenings. The fall of one economy might just result in a domino effect like impact on many powerful economies, and Taiwan has, over the past few years, been working towards ensuring that the economies of major democratic powers become tied to it. Now, if China invades Taiwan, the economic repercussions will shatter the global economy as a whole, and the democratic world will not allow that. So, it will protect Taiwan with all the might at its disposal, and that's where China's sob story will begin. Hi and welcome. I am your host Sanbir, and you are watching TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. In this video, I will tell you how Taiwan's strong economy prevents any form of Chinese aggression on its soil. Let's begin. Taiwan is an asset for the world. Taiwan's most formidable weapons are not big. They are not the ones which have any military links. In fact, Taiwan's most potent weapon against China is its economy. Taiwan has increasingly been engaging with the world. From a country which less than handful countries had unofficial relations with, to now becoming a major trading partner of several nations, Taiwan has come a long way, and a lot has changed since 2016, which was the year when President Tsai Ing-wen took charge of the island nation. Today, she has created an extremely powerful deterrent against a possible Chinese invasion. President Tsai Ing-wen has been working on a concept called the new Southbound Policy. Under this policy, Taiwan works to enhance cooperation and exchange between Taiwan and 18 countries in Southeast Asia, South Asia, and Australia. In 2020, the Taiwanese President reiterated the significance of the policy, saying, "Taiwan helps Asia and Asia helps Taiwan." Tsai Ing-wen explained, "The new Southbound Policy is Taiwan's regional strategy for Asia. Its goals and ideals coincide with those of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations or the ASEAN's outlook on the Indo-Pacific and India's Act East policy. Working together, these initiatives can achieve mutual benefits with complementary economic and social successes." Taiwan's new Southbound Policy is beginning to reap fruits. Taiwan's exports to the 18 countries targeted in its new Southbound Policy totaled $82.58 billion last year. According to Taiwan News, this is a historic high, overtaking 2019's pre-pandemic total of $63.11 billion. From the perspective of export markets, Taiwan's exports to new southbound countries grew by 35.2% compared to its overall export growth rate of 29.4%. The growth was also higher than that of Taiwan's exports to China, Japan, and the United States. The 18 countries included in Taiwan's new Southbound Policy are Thailand, Indonesia, the Philippines, Malaysia, Singapore, Brunei, Vietnam, Myanmar, Cambodia, Laos, India, Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Bhutan, Pakistan, Australia, and New Zealand. Meanwhile, Taiwan achieved another milestone in 2021. Taiwan US Trade topped $100 billion in 2021 for the first time. Now, Taiwan ranks as the USA's 8th largest trade partner, and it is the highest rank for Taipei since 2006. Taiwanese trade with the United States was up 24.87% through November. According to Forbes, US exports to Taiwan have increased 16.58%, while imports have increased 27.59%, which is slightly faster than the US's average of 21.40%. The US's trade deficit with Taiwan, meanwhile, has tripled in the last 5 years from $12.54 billion to $36.60 billion. Taiwan has not been increasing trade ties with the democratic world just for the sake of it. There is an entire economic theory at work here which will be brought to use in the event of a Chinese invasion of the island nation. I am talking about the economic complex interdependence concept. This concept was put forward in the 1970s and describes how emergence of economic complex interdependence has created dependency among states. You see, Taiwan is not an ordinary country. Taiwan is a semiconductor superpower. Without Taiwanese semiconductors, the world will practically shut down. Economies will collapse and entire civilizations will be reduced into nothingness. Taiwan's semiconductors power the world. Something like 75% of the world's integrated circuit manufacturing capacity is based in Taiwan. When it comes to the most advanced fabrication technologies, Taiwan outshines even the United States today. For example, 92% of the world's capacity for the manufacturing nodes of 10 nanometers and below is currently located in Taiwan. Much of Taiwan's exports to the world are electronic in nature. This creates a problem for China, which itself disproportionately depends on Taiwan for semiconductors. So, the first deterrent would be China's own interests getting imperiled if it decides to invade Taiwan, because Taipei will most likely destroy its microchip facilities and all related technologies in the event of a Chinese invasion. China's economy, deprived of semiconductors, will subsequently fall to its knees. Secondly, the world depends on Taiwan, especially the 18 countries falling under the new Southbound League, the United States and its allies. They all have strategic interests at stake and need to ensure that Taiwan remains free and sovereign. If they do not ensure the safety of Taiwan, the trade imbalances created in the global supply chains by the fall of Taipei to Beijing will inflict severe costs on the economies of such nations. Therefore, China is faced with the Taiwanese economy bomb. In a rather short span of time, Taiwan has made a mark for itself in the global economy. Today, it is a critical trade partner for many democratic nations. That status will be acting as a shield for Taiwan, as China will face the collective might of the democratic world if it decides to undertake any misadventure against Taipei.